Pocket trauma. I've got the pocket trauma.
All right, so today we're going to talk about some things that may save your life. A little bit of that preparedness, a little bit of safety. Like your parents said when you were young, don't be stupid, don't be an idiot. Or maybe they said worse things to you in case. I hope you're psychologically okay. If not, ask for hugs in the comment section. But we're going to be talking about a couple of medical kits. One is the pocket medical kit and the other one is the full trauma blowout kit. Both of these are from Live the Creed. Now quickly, so you know a little bit about the company, their products are made here, packaged here, and sent from here in the US. I think they're in Idaho, most of them at this point. Good group of people over there. They did send these out to me quite some time ago and I've carried them and been using them along with the belt mounting kit, which I have a video on, which I will leave down below. But these guys are all ex-paramedics, firefighters. They've worked in hospitals, they've done rotations. So they have some experience with this stuff, probably a lot more than me, even though I've had plenty of experience applying tourniquets and treating initial trauma with the things that I've done in my life. So that's just, a little bit about it, but let's go ahead and get right into these kits, show you what they come with, and then we'll talk about the price, the quality of the items, and which one may be best for you, especially if you are lacking kit. And I will leave links for these things down below so you can check it out should you be interested. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about these two med kits right here. I'm gonna go ahead and go over the smaller one first, and then we'll talk about what comes in the larger one here. Before I forget, this one is all made and packed in the USA. This one's packed in the USA with the medical kit, but the actual case is made in Croatia. So I got that wrong, just so you guys know. So before we get into them, make sure you guys get subscribed, turn those notifications on and the bell. If you like this stuff, give the video a like, and of course, leave me a comment, because all that is a huge help. So getting into first the pocket trauma kit. So it's designed exactly as what it is supposed to be. It's a 500 denier nylon product here that is laser cut, and then you can see the stitching all around there. You can put this on a belt, you can molly mount it or pals, whichever you want to do. Has a pull tab right here, also has like a keychain tab, or if you want to use like a little carabiner snap link. And then it's got the little LTC logo, and they've got a bunch of different colors. And it's just Velcro right there, flops open, and you have these two stretch nylon tabs right here. So going over the top one first, it's going to have boo-boo style items. In this bag, you're gonna have some bacitracin zinc ointment in case you get a little boo-boo. You're gonna have Band-Aids, you're gonna have steri strips, you're going to have an iodine wipe, and you are going to have, that is it. So a couple of other regular Band-Aids as well. Coming on to the tourniquet that's involved, SWAT T, this one is orange. I prefer higher colored or brighter colored tourniquets because if I need one or somebody else needs one, I wanna know where it is right now. So that is the one that comes in the kit. Down here, you're going to have your gloves and you're going to have your combat gauze, your quick cloth. This one is a 3-inch, 4-foot roll of combat gauze. And then this is also designed so you can have your hyphen vents in here. It will fit 2 of them, but those are not included with this specific kit. And we'll talk about the price on these things later. So we'll go ahead, get this one packed up. As you can see, it's pretty simple. So when you have to replace an item, very easy to do. Put that one to the side. And of course, with any of this stuff, you're gonna need some form of training. So always seek that out. Talking about the big kit here, we're gonna have our med scissors on the side right here. These are very important should you have to cut away clothing. It has a bungee strap on the bottom. This is a Cat 7. I think that's the Gen 7 one right there. Good stuff. They are a very good tourniquet. You do get your medical patch with it. Obviously there's Velcro room for your nameplate or whatever else you should need on there, blood type, whatever it is, should you carry medical supplies with you. And then mine came with 2 different types of carriers. You have, your Malice style Maxpedition stuff, your Molly, and then it has the more kind of like, Velcro pals kind of setup like that. So getting into this kit, it is a big one and you can access it 2 ways. You can access it from the front if you're trying to get to more some of those boo-boo style stuff or gauze, whatever. And then you can access the main compartment from the inside. Let's go ahead and take the left side. We're going to have a second tourniquet on here, which is going to be another SWAT T. It's always good to have more than less. You're going to have your large bandage here for your traumatic wound. This is going to include your pressure applicator, non-adherent occlusive elastic dressing, stop and go release, and it's got your closure bar on it. So if you've never used these, like the Israeli style bandages, it is good stuff. You're going to have a couple of your rolled gauze compressed dressings in there. Easy stuff to use. You're also going to have another set of your rolled Z-folded combat gauze, or it doesn't say rolled, Z-folded on this one, and leave all of this stuff in the packaging. You do not want to take any of that stuff out. It needs to stay in there. You're gonna have 2 sets of gloves, and then as we get into the back portion right here, this is where your trauma stuff comes in. You're going to have your hyphen vents, chest seals, your nasal pharyngeal. You're going to have a padded aluminum splint. So all good stuff to have, especially if you are outdoors for long periods of time. You may find yourself needing that. Getting into this side, this is really going to include a lot of the boo-boo stuff. In here, again, is going to be your bacitracin, all of your Band-Aids, your boo-boo stuff. You're gonna have some alcohol wipes in here, some aspirin, nose plugs, should you break your nose out there. You're going to have a little tiny thing that tells you how to do a basic set of compressions on somebody, which is pretty simple at this point, depending on the age. And then you have one other thing in here that I forget. It's been a while since I looked in this specific one. You have a mouth covering as well, so you don't get your mouth over somebody else's mouth when you are giving rescue breaths. So we'll put that aside. Rest of the stuff that's going to be in here, you're going to have some of that medical tape, which is important. Another triangular bandage. You're gonna have an eye pad. You'd be surprised how many times people have eye injuries out there. You'll have an abdominal pad. You will have more sterile gauze sponges. And then this section right here, huge thing about having traumatic injuries, you need to have a survival blanket or a rescue blanket of some sort, because the person's likely going to start going into hypothermia, even if it is not that cold. You'll have some more compressed gauze, and then you're gonna have another compressed gauze large pack in there. So that is a lot of stuff that comes in this kit. So let's go ahead and talk about the price on this stuff, and of course, a little bit of that training you may need. All right, so anytime we're talking about medical kits or self-defense devices, you have to ask yourself, what is your life worth? Now, when it comes to the cost of these kit, the big blowout kit with all that stuff you saw, which is most of everything you're going to need out there, unless you are very highly trained and know what you are doing, this kit's gonna run about $259. There are deals going on from time to time, but that's what it is priced at right now. The pocket trauma kit is 75 bucks or $74.99. We'll round it up with the penny. And then the belt mounted kit, which I have the other video on I've done already, is in the $149 to $169 range. There's a couple different ways you can get it. Again, I ask you, what's your life worth? What's the life of your friend, family member, or somebody you're standing next to out there on the street should something happen? Now, they do have a ton of other options to include just straight medical gear on their website. But it really comes down to what's going to fit your lifestyle. Something like that pocket trauma kit is something you can carry around with you. Now, some people like those kind of SWAT T tourniquets like that. Some people don't like those. They would rather prefer to use a CAT T or a SOFT wide or even a RATS tourniquet. That is really gonna be up to you. What I can tell you is that tourniquet does work, but you have to apply it appropriately. But the way that kit is built, it's got your boo-boo stuff, it's got a tourniquet that's usable, it's got that combat gauze so you can pack a wound with that traumatic bleeding going on. And then of course, go into your next steps of checking for hypothermia and following your medical chart should you have the training and experience. That bigger kit is really going to be for maybe my instructors out there, people that are out in the outdoors for long periods of time, or that maybe do that more injurious style fun stuff that we do out there, whether it's on the range or on a quad or your razor or whatever. You should always have medical kit with you because it could take a very long time for first responders to get there. I want to say the national average right now is from time of call to time to get on there is anywhere from like 15 to 30 minutes, depending on where you live. And it could be longer if you're way out in the middle of nowhere. If you can even get reception on a phone to make that call, you may have to treat in place. So I will leave that link down below. Like I said, they've got a ton of other options out there, from belt mounted stuff to these package setups. And they have several other different levels of like pocket trauma kits with different options of tourniquets. and whatever you want. That link will be down below. It is a great company with good people. Like I said, most of them, if not all of them, were all emergency services personnel at one point and decided to start making kits like this because they pretty much know what you're gonna need. That is what I've got for you guys today. Get subbed up, get belled up down there. Leave me a comment down below on whether you like carrying medical gear with you and what kind, because it seems to be that a lot of people like different medical gear out there. And if you don't agree with them, they seem to think that you're wrong for carrying something different. So leave that comment down below and let me know. And if you like the video, of course, give it a like, check those links out. Huge thank you to my Patreons. You guys get out there and have some fun. Remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And being ready is carrying a medical kit. I will see you guys on the next one.
Pocket trauma. I've got the pocket trauma.